Tired, so tired, overtired.
Hey, welcome to Overtired. It's me, Brett Terpstra. Christina and Jeff are both out this week, but I have Erin Dawson here to fill the void. Hi, Erin. How you doing?
Hi, Brett. I'm well. How are you?
I'm okay. So before, like, for people that haven't tuned in with an episode with you before, give yourself a brief introduction.
Hey, folks. My name is Erin. I make art under the name Genital Shame. I'm based in Los Angeles, California, and I used to work with Brett Terpstra. I'm doing that broadcast voice, but I've started to, when I'm using CarPlay, I've started to speak to Siri in my own Siri, kind of as a bit, but I really enjoy doing it. Hey Siri, play REM. Oh shit. I shouldn't have done that. I'm so sorry. That activated mine. Oh no, and now my HomePods are doing it. Can you hear that?
I can.
I literally have to turn that off. Now I really apologize.
We'll wait.
Anyways, this is a shit show. Okay, I'm turning it off. That's who I am. I'm someone who activates the dingus.
Who accidentally activates digital assistants. That's amazing. So update on me. I got water back after 4.5 days with no running water. But now I'm showering and washing dishes like a pro.
Oh my god, that truly sounds horrific.
It was, you don't realize exactly how much of your life revolves around just running water. It's true of like anything. When your power goes out, when your internet goes out, when your water goes out, we've had all of those things happen frequently over the last year. And you realize exactly like how handicapped you are without these kind of the modern conveniences we take for granted.
Did your pipes break?
No, they did freeze. The solution to the water problem was heat lamps on the well pump, on the pipe, the underground pipe that goes from the well pump into the house is about a foot underground, and that's where the freeze happened. So we had heat lamps on the ground for 2 days, and while we were waiting for a plumber to show up, we just decided to try heating things up. And after 2 days, it finally creaked into life. And then we ran a bunch of water and got it all cleared out. And then
You should have a TLC show now. You're basically solving
what
pioneer
happened?
living.
Yeah,
what?
you know what happened because of that? To
Oh,
flush
God.
the toilet while that was happening, we were melting snow on the stove and on the fireplace and dumping it into the toilet. But when I first started, I didn't know you could just dump like 1.5 gallons of water into the bowl and it would flush. So I was filling the tank up, which takes about twice as much water. And because I was doing that, I was putting a bunch of silt from the snow into the
no.
tank. So the rim holes around the inside of the rim of the toilet
Rim
where the
holes.
water swirls in, those filled up with silt. So once we got running water again, the toilet wouldn't flush all the way. And I had to go in with a coat hanger and try to clean out all of those holes in the toilet. And I got it clean and it flushed all the way twice. And now it's stuck again because I'm just pushing shit in with the coat hanger. And the silt
And
is
by
still
shit, you mean silt.
silt. Yes.
Okay.
The silt is still there. And as the water runs, it just fills the holes again. And I don't yet know how to fix that. So that's going to be a thing. That's what I'm doing after this, because the toilet, it sounds like it flushes all the way, but then you leave and the next person comes in and says, "Oh my God, why didn't you flush?" Because, there's floaters in the toilet.
I just watched a Todd Solondz movie, and there is a scene in which a character is being sort of abused by her family, and the abusive family says, "We're laughing with you, not at you." And she says, but I'm not laughing. And I apologize. I don't mean to laugh, but that sounds truly horrific.
Yeah,
Because
that
I mean, the shower alone, I don't know about you. I use showers to process,
sure.
showers
Yeah.
and walks. That's where I do it most. And like, I, yeah, I need it to. This is a very 2019 way to frame mental health, which we can pivot to. But I use it to regulate. Do you remember when we used to say, I feel unregulated? We don't say that anymore.
I do remember. That was a while ago.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
2019 to me, but it maybe had a shelf life beyond that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I use showers to regulate. So even if you're kind of like me, my heart goes out to you. That is really not just inconvenient, but like bad for your mental health.
Your quote reminded me of an Andor quote that's been going around where it's so I can't remember who, but someone says, if you're doing nothing wrong, what do you have to fear? And the
Mm.
response is, I fear your definition of wrong.
Mm.
I'm like, yeah, nope, that's very apropos to the current situation in Minnesota. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, let's do mental health. Tell me about your mental health.
Yeah. I've seen better days. I've been the star of many plays. Do you remember that song, Brett?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, cool. Um, I don't believe in resolutions because I went to college. But I do believe in the power of January as a moment of intentional reflection and yeah, goal setting, which can be different than resolutions. And for this January 2026, I put a lot of pressure on myself to sort of remake my physical life, which I hoped would have knock on effects for my mental life. So,
Sure.
what's that mean for me? Every year for the last 3 or 4 years, I have done Dry January, DJ. And in the past, the keto diet has worked well for me. So, I thought in January that I would, with these powers combined, I would become, a superhuman. I'm like 2026, I'm going to get really hot. And I'm going to be very critical about the role that alcohol plays in my life. And what had happened was, without getting too much into it, I had a bad first week and it kind of snowballed, reverse snowballed. How does a snowball? What is it? I don't know. It just
It
got a lot
it
of your
it
your
melted.
toilet silt in it. Yeah. And I had no release valves for dopamine. Because on keto, you're not eating bread, you're not having sugar. I wasn't having any alcohol. Also, and I'll shut up about this in a second. I have a foot injury, a right foot injury, something called turf toe, not TERF, but TURF. It's basically what happens if you kind of stove your big toe. There's in the ball of your foot that's like a repetitive stress injury. I'm not a pediatrist, podiatrist, but that's my very basic understanding. And so, what does all of this mean? This means that it was like a perfect storm of like I can't exercise, and exercise is really plays a really huge role in my mental health. I am in 2 different basketball leagues, you know? I take a lot of walks, I'm a runner. Couldn't do any of that. And I couldn't have Alfredo, and I couldn't have Fernet. And so, no wonder and in hindsight with therapy, I'm like, yeah, no wonder. I just didn't have any release valves, for joy. So in the 3rd week, I'm like fuck it. I'm going to have fries and I'm going to have a tiki drink. And I don't regret doing that. But I fear that, and I think you have this too, Brett, the like Puritan guilt complex. Guilt for just like not organizing a particular corner of your fridge correctly. Just like that level will be like, oh man, I really do suck, huh? So that scales, that feeling and that complex scales. And so it's easy for me to be like, man, I have no integrity, huh? I really just, when I got tough, I just, which is also an unhealthy way to think about things.
For sure.
But I'm kind of over it now. But I was pretty disappointed in myself for a while there. I still kind of am. That's how I'm doing.
Wow, that sounds pretty rough. I don't so I haven't had a drink in as long as I can remember, because I have a very short memory. It's only been a matter of months, but um, I don't miss drinking. I miss having that release. And my only substitute has been CBD, which is, doesn't do jack shit. It's like a mental game for me. I've switched to drinking CBD tea because it's way cheaper than like CBD carbonated beverages. So for like 50 cents, I can have a mug of 5 milligrams of CBD and pretend I feel okay. It's all right. So my release has been consuming these Outshine coconut bars, which I find a perfect blend of fatty and salty and sweet. And they, as of like 2 weeks ago, Outshine has discontinued them, which had an outsized effect on my mental health. I bought the last 3 boxes that were at the grocery store, and those lasted a little bit, and then I was down to 2 bars, and I decided I would ration them. And night after night, I just looked at those bars, but I wouldn't, because if I ate one of them, that would mean I only had 1 left. So it's easier for me to have 2 left. So I had 2 sitting in the fridge, and then yesterday, Elle went to a different grocery store, and I said, just on the off chance, would you check? And she came home with 7 boxes, 6 to a
Christmas
box.
came
So
late.
yeah, I hugged her. They were not expecting it. I like jumped up, just effusively hugged.
I've never had even this affinity for like my favorite meal. What do you like about these bars?
Oh my God, they're just like, I don't know. They like hit dopamine rush, pupil dilate.
Are they
Just
CBD filled?
no. They're
It's
just
just a
sugar.
sacred
It's
combination
sugar and
of, yeah.
coconut. Sugar and coconut, dairy-free, gluten-free. Like it's a sugary snack. And so I've been like I don't know what happened. It somewhat coincided with my last weight gain, but not exactly. But now I can't stand up for more than about 5 minutes. Just like if I empty the dishwasher, the act of bending over a few times,
Yeah.
I have to sit down and I have to recover for 10 minutes. My back just freezes up. And I've gone through physical therapy, and I like push myself every time it happens. I like, without injuring myself, I try to push it and try to strengthen, and nothing helps. Like nothing changes at all. So that combined with my dizziness, which is
Yeah.
still a thing,
Yeah.
means the only exercise I'm getting is like half an hour a day on a recumbent bicycle, which gives me leg exercise and a little bit of cardio and not much else. And it doesn't seem to strengthen my back at all. And it doesn't seem to help me sleep. And I keep doing it because I have that guilt thing. If I don't do anything, then I'm a piece of shit. Um, But man, I the coconut bars are like the only way out.
The
That's all
only
I got.
escape.
And
Yeah,
I'm
oh
working
man,
I'm
that's real.
working on finding something new because 7 boxes will last a while, but not forever. It's still a finite amount.
So like the
Um,
end of spring, maybe, you think?
yeah, no way.
Oh,
I eat
sooner
I
than
eat a
that.
couple a day.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not a once a week treat for me.
I
Um,
understand.
so so I'm trying to like ration and I'm trying to find an alternative that is more healthy, not less healthy. Um, we'll see. I'll keep you posted.
The guilt thing, I'm gonna be thinking about the digital device dingus thing later. But there are people for whom, you know. But wait, back to the treats and living a
Yeah,
treat-based lifestyle,
yeah.
which I'm really trying not to do. I'm really trying
Positive
not to do.
reinforcement.
I I think this is the second time I'm bringing up therapy, but I think I brought up that I live a treat-based lifestyle up to my therapist, and she doesn't love that paradigm of thinking. Um, but it's kind of all I know. And for me, given this month, the treat that I have had before breaking was, and now I'm in this habit, and now I'm in a trap. I have taken to using having heavy whipping cream in my coffee
Mm,
each morning. Um, and it's like adding ice cream to
yeah.
coffee. And so I make my coffee and I have my heavy whipping cream and I get my little frother that looks like a vibrator, a very small vibrator. And I do vibrate heavy whipping cream with my coffee in a deli container. And that, unfortunately, I've tried going back to black coffee, which is my norm. Can't do it now. I'm trapped. And unfortunately, that is the height. That is the best part of my day.
T
This
T
coffee.
I have a suggestion. Have you ever tried barista blend oat milk?
I don't do oat milk. I'll just say it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
It's all
never.
I do. Like for me, whatever milk I'm used to is the milk that's good.
Yeah.
And like I got used to soy milk and everything else tasted crappy, and I got used to almond milk, and then I finally like switched to oat milk, got used to that, and now every other milk tastes terrible. But
Yeah.
once I switched to oat milk, I no longer could like make a good like latte, and I like it didn't foam at all. But then I found barista blend from Kalisa Farms, and it's like a
Yes.
full fat oat milk
Oh,
for as much fat as you can get out of oats, and
yeah.
it 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 froths. You can put it in a steamer and get a nice big frothy latte out of it. I just a suggestion.
No, I
I
thank
can't
you.
do the heavy cream, or I probably would, just my lactose intolerance and
Yeah.
lactose allergy.
We talked about, I'm going to try to combine two topics right now. We talked about gratitude, and you also suggested before we started recording that I stop you at a half hour for the ad read.
Uh,
We're not quite there, but as soon as you said that, I pulled down on my menu bar a little app called Just Timer.
I love that app.
Do you?
Yes. Yes.
I have not upgraded to the sequel, Just Timer 2, I think it's called.
I haven't tried that.
I did a trial,
It's
and
just such a
no,
good idea.
it's great. And so we have about 9 minutes before you're requested. But I just wanted to, I guess, shout out Just Timer because it rolls.
Yeah. No, it's so for anyone who hasn't used it, it's just a way to like it's almost like pulling a cord to set a timer, and it's just this simple like you reach up to your menu bar and you just pull down and you pull down the amount you want and you let go, and you've got a timer running, and it'll remind you in that amount of time.
The main
And
use case I had for that when we worked for the Borg together
uh,
on the Borg team was using Text Expander to, if we had a meeting at 3 o'clock, I would pull it down for 2:55 and type MTNG, and that would create a string that just says meeting in 5 exclamation mark.
nice.
It's just a great time saver and keeps you honest, and yeah, it's a great app.
I've written a lot of command line utilities, so I can just on the command line, I can just type remind me 5 minutes and then a string, whatever to do.
Mhm.
And it runs in the background, and it uses terminal notifier, whatever's handy at the time to pop up a reminder. But I kind of gave that up. So now I use Just Timer. And have you seen In Your Face?
I don't know. In your face.
In Your Face ties into your calendar. You tell it to go off, say 5 minutes or 1 minute or on the time. And anytime an event happens, it blacks out your screen and pops up a little dialogue telling you what you're supposed to be doing at that minute.
Wow.
And you have to say join call or dismiss. And because I miss notifications all the time. And when we were working for the Borg, I would just completely miss meetings because I'd get into coding. I wouldn't notice the little things in the corner. I'd be
Yeah.
focused on
Yeah.
code. And I'd look up 2 hours later and be like, oh God, I got to text someone. Sorry, I missed the meeting.
Yeah.
So In Your Face stops me from working and
Wow,
takes
that's
over the screen.
intense. That sounds
So
intense.
that was our gratitude. I'm going to do a quick sponsor read. This episode is brought to you by Copilot Money. Copilot Money is not just another finance app. It's your personal finance partner designed to help you feel clear, calm, and in control of your money. Whether it's tracking your spending, saving for specific goals, or simply getting a handle on your investments, Copilot Money has you covered. As we enter the new year, clarity and control over our finances have never been more important. With the recent shutdown of Mint and rising financial stress for many, consumers are looking for a modern, trustworthy tool to help navigate their financial journeys. That's where Copilot Money comes in. With this beautifully designed app, you can see all your bank accounts, spending, savings goals, and investments all in one place. Imagine easily tracking everything without the clutter of chaotic spreadsheets or outdated tools. It's a practical way to start 2026 with a fresh financial outlook. And here's the exciting part. As of December 15th, Copilot Money is now available on the web, so you can manage your finances from any device you choose. Plus, it offers a seamless experience that keeps your data secure with a privacy-first approach. When you sign up using our link, you'll get 2 months for free. So visit try.copilot.money/overtired to get started. With features like automatic subscription tracking so you never miss a renewal date again, and customizable savings goals to help you stay on track, Copilot Money empowers you to take charge of your financial life with confidence. So why wait? Start 2026 with clarity and purpose. Download Copilot Money on your devices or visit try.copilot.money/overtired today to claim your 2 free months and embrace a more organized, stress-free approach to your finances. That's try.copilot.money/overtired. Oh, again, people aren't going to know how many edits I put in that. I had a rough time with that one.
Reading's hard.
I'm working on my 2 big displays. I have 2 27-inch high def displays, but I've been working on my couch on my laptop for months now. Mark III was written entirely on my couch, not at this fancy desk I have. And on this desk, everything is about 3 feet away from my face. And I don't have the resolution set to deal with the fact that my eyes are slowly turning to shit. So I can barely read what's on my screen anymore. I have to squint and lean in.
Yeah.
And it's so weird that I'm told this is just a normal thing that happens at my age, but when I try to read small print on something, I can't see it, but if I lift my glasses up and remove my glasses, everything within a foot of my face is clear as day. And that never used to be the case, but now I can see way better without my glasses than with my glasses at very
Whoa.
close range. Which means when I wear contacts, I really can't see either. They gave me a special kind of contact that the eyes are interchangeable. I have different prescriptions in each eye, but it doesn't matter which. So the contacts are kind of like universal. I don't know how it works, but they're supposed to give you pretty good distance and pretty good close up while not being especially good at either. And they're okay. I can't really, I have to squint to read street signs and I have to squint to read medication bottles. And I just spend a lot more time in classes now.
Mm. This is one of those moments where I cannot relate, but I am here
Do you
and I
have
am
20/20
listening.
vision?
I believe I do.
Wow. Must be nice.
It is nice, and I'm going to own that. Yes, I'm privileged ocularly. Get off my back about it.
I wasn't giving a shit.
No, I
I'm
know.
I'm happy for you. I
You know,
had 20/20 vision up until I was about
2020.
10.
Oh.
I got glasses when I was 10.
Mm. I bet you were a
I
cute
guess
kid
no, I did
with
not have
glasses.
20/20 vision because I remember at the age of 10 when I got glasses and realized that from a distance trees had leaves. Um, I was like, "Oh my God, I've been missing out on so
God
much
is
all this
real,
time."
bro. You know, Christians usually, I don't know about you, but sometimes
Mm.
I grew up with this idea that like intelligent design is a thing because take something as incredibly complex as the human eye. Tell me that there wasn't a designer for that.
Mhm.
But
Oh yeah.
also like if you're over 30, like take something as complex as like the human back. Like it's not that they're saying that eyes don't have quality issue degradation over
Sure.
time. It's a different argument, but it's just like also like not everything's that
Oh,
intelligent. I mean,
but
this
the
is
other part that I grew up with was that we aged and our eyes went bad and our back went bad because of sin. It was all like a
mm,
result of the original sin. And according to like young earth creationists, like every generations of humans that get farther away from Adam and Eve get are in worse health.
whoa,
They're genetically deteriorating
they're
because of the
genetically
original
sinful.
sin. Yeah. And it is, I don't know, it took a long time to unlearn a lot of that stuff. But my
Oh, that
dad
is
brings
so
up,
evil.
it's called the watchmaker argument.
Oh, sure, sure.
And my dad brings it up anytime we start talking about evolution, which I generally avoid these days, but he brings up the idea of the eye, the human eye. And
They love the human eye.
I explained to him the process of like light sensing cells on amoebas, you
Our
know,
skin have
and
those.
how they
Yeah.
developed into maybe a light sensing cell with a water sac.
Mhm.
And then that developed into over time a retina. And like it, it's not designed, dad. It,
Oh, Dad.
yeah,
Anyways, can I
evolution.
talk to you about blogging?
Could you please?
Well, let me set the table. So not to brag, became Instagram verified recently. Why?
Must be nice.
Yeah, the
More privilege.
the th- first the eyes and now $13 a month. I don't know how the bank's, letting me spend all this. But I did it because as I said at the top, when the REM may have been drowning me out, I don't know. I make music under the name Genital Shame, and over time, as my account has grown on that particular platform, I have had other people alert. I've had followers alert me that there's a new genital shame that just popped up in their feed asking for, hey, my account was just hacked.
Oh God.
Like, can you
Yeah.
help, And I just thought that like for $13 a month,
That's how they get you.
that's fine. Yeah, get me. They already got me.
It was
Unfortunately.
probably Zuckerberg that cloned your account.
I got zucked.
Yeah.
So now that I'm verified, I'm kind of leaning into playing the stupid content game, which is here's how I think about it. I believe in my art. I believe in what genital shame is, and I want the maximum amount of people to experience it. The maximum amount of people are in the primary world, which is to say the digital world. And the folks who would resonate with genital shame the most are on a platform called Instagram. So it makes sense for me to play the game, which is like
Sure.
get the aforementioned eyeballs on my stuff. Because again, I believe in it. So I'll do whatever it takes. Like we live in the world of Caesar. We owe unto Caesar what is Caesar. In this case, Zuckerberg is Caesar, whatever. So one of my January projects, the capital G, capital M, good month that I was supposed to have was to block out some content to record some videos, right? Some reels of me playing Bach, of me playing my favorite Carcass riff or whatever. And so I found myself writing little essays about each of these things. For the Bach one, I started writing about how, I don't believe in God anymore, really. But if I was to cite one thing that gets me close to it, it would be Bach. Like, I'm that predictable. Like, it resonates with me so fundamentally and so deeply that, like, that is the one thing. And I ended up writing way more than can probably fit within an Instagram comment. And then I got bit by the bug, which is like, should I extend this to a platform that is more appropriate for long form writing? So then I'm like, okay, Erin, be realistic about starting projects that you don't finish or won't be consistent with. So for me, I'm defining that as one blog per month seems reasonable enough. I don't know. But I'm a writer. When we were part of the Borg, we were writers.
Yeah.
Partially. And I found that writing alongside these stupid reels was really satisfying. So then I'm like, okay, what in 2026, what levers do I have to pull for this type of platform? We got Ghost. We got Tumblr kind of making a comeback. We've got Substack, which has shitty politics. I could do something on my GitHub pages or something if I wanted to. But I don't know. I don't know how to make this decision. I'm just bringing this up as a topic. I don't have anything further than that. I think you may have mentioned a platform that you like, but I just thought it might be interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
Probably not.
No, there are a lot of options. I personally have gone the way of static site generators, like GitHub pages would be, and will probably never go back to anything that's based on a database or requires an online subscription. I just pay a few bucks a month for a shared host and rsync my blog to it, which is a super nerdy way to blog. But ultimately you get a folder full of markdown files that you can do anything you want with, and you can turn it into a book. You could turn it into a searchable database in Obsidian. You could load it up in NB Ultra and have full text rapid search and all these things that you can't really do with something like WordPress or Ghost. WordPress is still the heavyweight, as much as it's kind of a beast and I don't enjoy using it. But Ghost, so I'll tell you why I bring this up in a second, but Ghost seems like maybe the best intermediate option. Um, I I don't like Blogger. I don't like Google. I don't have a lot of faith in Tumblr to have longevity. That's the other thing about a static site is I am in full control, and if I want to sunset it at any point, I just cancel the domain. But as long as I have a web server, I have a website, and I'm not dependent on any service that, showed up and failed to make a profit and then terminated, as we've seen multiple platforms do. Or turn into like a heavily paywalled system that is geared like Medium and Substack, where ultimately it's supposed to be a money-making endeavor for the writers. And like I use my blog as a marketing tool, but I don't expect a lot of people to pay to read my blog. That said, I am paywalling some content these days, just to get people to pitch in a few bucks a month because I never got into Patreon or anything. But I'm building this tool. This is a side note. I showed you the icon for it the other day, but I didn't show you the tool. It's called Blogbook. And right now it works perfectly with WordPress, but this morning I've been working on adding micro.blog, which is another good option. And microblog might actually be no, it's not. It's got like a 300 character limit for most posts. But anyway, microblog and Ghost I'm adding so that if you've had a blog for a couple years and you want some kind of hard copy, this app will pull in all of those posts, let you filter them by author or by tag or category or a date range, and it'll generate a markdown book for you. And you can load that up in Mark 3 and you can create an EPUB that you could go sell if you wanted
Oh,
to.
wow.
You could turn it into like a PDF for distribution or just for your own archiving. And I may add more platforms to it over time. Medium killed their API. So I can't, as much as I would love to have it work for Medium, I think it would be really useful for Medium authors. Medium made that impossible. But yeah, I built that app in about a week, and I'm gonna sell it on the App Store as kind of a companion to Mark 3, as like a one-time purchase, not a subscription. But yeah, I love blogging and I love blogs. I've been blogging for 30 years, and I don't know what I would do for expression because I use Mastodon and that's about it for social media. I still have a Instagram account and I log on and I love seeing your older reels where you would just fuck around with a chord or a simple progression and the face you would make when you messed up. I love that.
I've never messed up. I don't know what you're talking about.
I would watch just to see you make that grossed out face. Like, what the fuck sound was that? Um, but yeah, social media is so ephemeral though. There's no guarantee of your post being anything other than AI fodder. And I left X, I left Twitter.
The Everything app?
Yes. Completely deleted myself there. Deleted myself on Threads. I still have a Facebook account. Facebook and Blue Sky are actually surprisingly my political activity accounts. Facebook is where I complain about billionaires, about Zuckerberg's and the whatnot. And it's where I share with my activist friends in the area. Like it's mostly for local people. And then Blue Sky is where I get like all my anarchist news and all of the news right now from like the front in Minneapolis, the people that are out there doing direct action and mutual aid and seeing things live as they happen. And I never appreciated Blue Sky until the federal occupation of Minnesota, and then suddenly it became my primary news source. So
It's
I
pretty
like
good
it
for
now.
that. There's a
Yeah,
there's a journalist I follow there. I think she's pretty like the trans beat is her beat, Erin Reed. She's really great. But you're all that to say, I think Blue Sky functions really well. Yeah, as like a new like I canceled my New York Times subscription
yeah,
because goddamn, like
yeah.
just their opinion section alone is just trash. Also, yesterday, um, the time of this recording there was a protest in March yesterday, which very cool. I also canceled another dimension of that day was about, anti-consumption, not spending anything, not buying anything, and canceling subscriptions if you can. And yesterday I did cancel my Prime subscription, which was hard to do, but I
Yeah.
did. And I was thinking about this a couple months ago before moving, but I was like, I'm going to move. I'm only human. Like the 2-day shipping thing is going to come in handy for real. Like ordering things to the new apartment, knowing that it'll get there. I'm glad I did that. That's cool. But like now's the time where I'm a little more settled and I can do that. And so I did that yesterday. But anyways, Blue Sky's cool for political stuff.
I I have been trying to cut Amazon out.
Yeah.
I removed Alexa from my life entirely. I had it. Alexa is a good, cheap solution for like whole home automation. But I replaced that with HomePods, and
Mhm.
I only buy from Amazon if I absolutely can't find something somewhere else. Um, because these days, because of competition with Amazon, almost every vendor will offer free shipping, not always 2-day shipping because they don't have the infrastructure for that. But I'll get free shipping and I'll get comparable prices, and Prime doesn't really save me anything anymore, and I never use Prime Video, and
It's
I'm
a
on the
terrible
verge.
streamer.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
terrible streamer.
I'm on the verge of canceling that as well, and once I do that, I will be mostly free of Amazon.
That rocks, dude. I think that's really cool. I was thinking about this the other day too, that like canceling Amazon has knock-on effects that I think are really positive as well. For example, I'm lucky to live in a city where, I have within walking distance to me a lot of options. So if I needed packing tape or I needed, I don't know, some Pilot G2s or whatever, like instead of for let's say it's a project specific thing. Like I need a certain type of pen or whatever. Instead of being like, I will order these, do the 2-day shipping, and put off that project for when I have that tool. Instead, which shifts the nature of the project. Like on a project level, you're thinking about it differently already. And so instead, by not having the affordance to do that, I can get out of my house. That's a good. Get sun. That's another capital G good. See human beings, interact with human beings, and then also do the project the same day and not give money to AWS, which is the backend for a bunch of evil shit. Like it just like, it stacks.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
Comes
I
on its
don't
radar.
have options.
It's it's a privilege as see above. Like I'm very
Yeah.
ocularly privileged.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, there are some good stores in my little town. We are fortunate to have a community that will support some more esoteric type of stores. And I don't shop at Target and I don't shop at Walmart. So I have to depend on the limited selection in small town stores.
Mhm.
And a lot of times I can make do with what I can find locally. But I do have to order online a lot, which is why it's been a slow process to wean off of Amazon. But
Yeah.
Amazon is shit now too. Like you it seems like you have selection, but you really don't. It's just a bunch of vendors selling the same knockoff thing, and you don't save any money if you're buying like an original version of a product that Amazon didn't already like bastardize and undersell or undercut the seller on. And it's so much low quality, and they tell you every time you buy, Prime tells you you've saved $5 with Prime. But if you went to the actual vendor website, you would have saved that $5 anyway.
Mm.
Um, it's shit. Amazon is shit.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Back
anyway,
to me.
yeah.
Um, I, go ahead.
I was going to add that we kind of trailed off on the blog discussion, but I just wanted to say, like, if you have questions about any platform or you do want to do like a static site, I'm more than happy to help.
Thanks, Brett. I think I might take you up on that. Another direction I was going to go with this is like, I could also see someone saying like systems order thinking, like, what is your goal? Like, who is this for? And that's also where I have some internal resistance because I'm on the precipice of being a douchey content creator or something in which this fits in. I'm being cute about it, but like this fits into an ecosystem of like maybe a new career pivot for me because we're not part of the Borg. So like I've started teaching, like I went to school for music. I used to teach guitar a lot, classical and jazz guitar, and I haven't done it for like 15 years. I just started doing that again. And I
Nice.
can't believe a couple things. How good I am at it. I'm a natural, like, it sucks to be good at something, but you know, it doesn't pay at
Sure.
all. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so a couple things like, do I want to start teaching again? And do I want a blog to sort of be part of a funnel into a Patreon? And do I want the Patreon? And all these questions, you know, start forming around this like, well, I just want a blog. It's like, why do I want a blog? And I don't think I have to have the answers to those questions right now. I don't. But it seems like the choices you make, the very like the zeroth choice you make for a tool like this is really important. So that's the other kind of resistance I'm having internally about it. Who
Yeah.
cares? Like all the stakes ultimately who gives a shit? Like there are no stakes here. But I do think about it as a sort of like, you know,
I will say that everything about my career is due to blogging. Like since like the year 2000, every job I've gotten has been because people found me via my blog. And when I have like applied for a job, they've been like, oh, we went and read your blog and we think you're a great candidate. And
but don't you think excuse my use of this term, the meta around blogging has changed? Or do you
oh
think
yeah,
it's like that stalwart of a okay.
it really has, like,
Yeah.
tremendously.
It's been devalued, like just to be
Yeah.
crude about it. Okay.
Yeah. So like in maybe 2015, I was doing about 100,000 page views a week. Right now, I'm down to more like, I think last time I checked, I was doing like 8,000 page views a week. And if I look at the charts, it's just been a steady downward trend. People are not you. So
Literate.
okay. That said, I still get about 30,000 hits a week from RSS, which means there's for a nerd, for a tech site, for a tech blog, like there's still an audience that uses the ancient technology RSS.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of traffic from that. But in general, like social media has eaten my lunch as far as blogging. But that said, like the only reason anyone knows who I am, and I'm not saying I'm famous, but like I
You are. I've been to Macstock.
I get
You have an aura.
recognized.
Yeah.
And it's all because of 30 years of blogging. And I honestly think it takes like 10 years just to build up a name. So it's not like oh, I'm going to start a blog for my shop and everything's going to take off.
Yeah.
But
I think if you for the employment alone, it might be worth it. I think that's huge. Like, the Borg or pre-Borg AOL, where, like if they were like, oh my God, yeah, you're Brett Terpstra from Brett Terpstra. Yeah, like that's worth it, even if you're getting 0 clicks. And they found,
what are you, Nell from the movie Nell? Um, did you, did you give up on finding gainful employment?
No, but gainful employment. No, but I'm taking it a little sleazy and I'm taking it a little easy. Unfortunately, it is a truth universally acknowledged. My version of every gainful employment that I've enjoyed is through blogging. My version of that is any job at that level that I've enjoyed has started with a DM. It's never started with a shot in the dark application through Workday. Like, it's just, and I'm convinced that that's true for everyone. Like, I suspect that's maybe the dark truth, that it's not what you are or what you can do, it's who you know. Unfortunately, is an organizing principle for anything in life, basically. And being under someone's employ is probably no different. So, on one hand, the Puritan thing really creeps up on me here. On one hand, I'm like, oh, I'm not really spending a lot of time crafting my portfolio. I'm not really spending a lot of time crafting my resume and tailoring it to this position. I should really be doing that. The economy is my bank accounts are really behooving me to do that. But on the other hand, I'm balancing it with that truth, which is I'm waiting for the DM. I'm sending DMs. I can play that game if I want, and I'm kind of trying to, but only to get the guilt monkey off my back. Not because I have it's a good faith bid for the universe, for some HR hiring manager or whatever, to be like, okay, I'm going to filter by this and filter by this. This is a cool candidate. I'm convinced it won't happen like that. I could be wrong. And maybe that's the case for you too, but like, it's more of a personal connection off of CRMs,
I stopped panicking. My app income is sufficient right now to survive, and I'm working to make it more than just survival. And like over the course of a few months, I sent out probably 150 resumes, like shots in the dark. But I had referrals, multiple referrals from AWS, Google, Apple, like Meta. Like, I had people at all of these places, and I could barely get a response. I would apply for jobs I was wholly qualified for.
and probably overqualified
I
if
would
you're like
craft
me.
the resume. I would take my time, and I wrote a different
Yeah.
resume for each, at least for the big ones.
Are you doing cover letters as well?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. I did it all. I had a whole workflow, an automated workflow where I could just write like in Markdown and then hit a button. It would generate like a nice PDF that I could attach.
God damn right. Yeah.
And none of it didn't do any good. And eventually I just stopped wanting it. I would much rather just make my own way at this point. I can't wrap my head around being in a corporate environment anymore.
Oh, really?
I don't want to play that game. I want the money. I want the steady paycheck, but I can't play the game.
Is the game to you doing the like dom sub theater of like, I must respect my manager. My manager knows the way. Even if they're wrong, I shan't raise my,
Well,
objections lest I
you know
suffer.
me. You know
I
I
do.
objected all the time. I I was
I
full of
do.
objections, and I don't like sitting in meetings. I don't like pretending to care about someone else's project.
That's it. That feels wrong to you, I feel
It
like.
does.
Is that right?
Yeah.
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 I
I'm
can't, I'm
happy to
not
do that for a
I'm
paycheck.
not an employee. I can't.
Yeah. I don't identify as an employee. I heard someone say, I think around last year's Pride, as a bit, that we need to add a content creator stripe and color to the LGBTQIA flag. And when I
Yeah.
said that, I repeated that as I just did to you to someone, and they didn't laugh. I was like, oh no. Why have I surrounded myself with your life? Go away from
Yeah.
me. Anyways, I was on a
All
date the
right.
other day,
Yeah.
and
Must be nice. Sorry.
date
Yeah.
privilege. Yeah, being single. Love it. And I'm very sensitive to people who don't do bits. I have an allergy to like self-serious people. and and this woman who was like so attractive, did a power move where she was like, we met at a coffee shop, and she was like, what are you gonna get? I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a nice espresso. And when she went to order, and I thought we were gonna do Dutch or whatever, she ordered her thing, and then she was like, and a nice espresso as well. And I was like, oh, hot, cute. You harvested me for information and then used it as a power thing. Anyways, so that it was going well, but then we started talking, and I was like, oh, she's not really picking. I'm giving her, it's like some like B+ material, and she's not really responding at all. And we were talking about, I find it helpful on dates to acknowledge that we're on a date and that we met on a dating app. So one way that I did this on this date was to say, like, I saw someone with this word in their profile. What do you think it means? And the word was, or the phrase was, the desire was that they like to be courted, which I got into a sort of like debate with my other friend about what that means when someone puts that, and they're pan. Like, is that gendered? Is that like a power thing? Is that like a noblesse oblige thing? Like, what is that? So we started talking about what it means to be courted on a date. And she said something like, a part of it too is probably that they like to be wined and dined. And I was like, and 69. And she gave me nothing. I was like, oh no. I forget why I brought this up.
I forgot to. I like that you associated courted with noblesse oblige, just as like a matter of course there.
Of course.
Maybe they want a jester.
Oh, I think I brought it up because, I said that content creators deserve their own.
Right. The bits.
The
We're
person
talking
didn't
about
laugh.
bits.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
right. Well, you got to get going. I know we have like 8 minutes.
Ooh.
So we should give you some time to prep for whatever it is you're cutting us short for. I'm not kidding. I'm just kidding.
My
It's
coffee.
like we're 58 minutes in. This is good. This was a good episode. Thank you so much for coming.
I just did it because I wanted to catch up with you, to be honest.
Yeah. I feel like this was good. This was good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All
Brett.
right. Well, good luck with everything. It's been fun.
Say the line.
Get some sleep.
Get some sleep, Brett.
The system is going down now.